Good evening, everyone. I was like, for a minute, am I speaking to a dark room right here? Well, guys, how's everyone doing today?
Pretty good.
Welcome to Titans. My name's Manny Chopra, and I'm your host for this evening. I can see loads of new faces, guys. Show of hands, who's here for the very first time? Oh, Stephen, you can't get away with it this early, yeah? But I'm sure there's more new faces on this side of the room. Guys, who's new to the event here? Amazing. And who's a VIP member or a regular with us or been to other events? Great. I think the room's kind of equally split up. So guys, guess what? This is our last summer event for 2025, and I'm glad all the newbies can make it as well. So hopefully you can find out more about who we are. But first I'm going to talk to you about the lineup. It's an amazing lineup. Every single month we always endeavor to get you the best speakers in town. More importantly, people who are actually doing it. They're not just walking the walk. They're not just talking the talk, they're walking the walk as well. So we've got two property winners here. We're going to kick off with Charlie. Charlie is the winner of the Sui Chelmers HMO Investor of the Year Award. And we've got Toby in the second half, so make sure you don't go anywhere. And he's going to talk about creative deals, literally with using £1 of your money. And believe you me, I believe him now because I had an initial talk with him earlier, and he actually told me how he did the deal. So guys, this is not a gimmick. He's definitely won an award, and you know what it's like when you win an award. You're going up against loads of other applications, 50, 100, even more sometimes. So he's genuine. And so if you guys are looking to raise money from either the vendor or the deal or the bank, you must listen in and stay back for the second half. And last but not least, Hussein, who's actually here as the Lloyds Bank commercial manager. I'm sure he's in the room somewhere, or he'll turn up at some point. But basically, he's going to talk all about lending. Who here is looking to do deals right now? Or possibly in the next few months? Because if you're not, what are you doing here, guys? This room is for you if you want to do deals, you want to build up your business, and you want to scale up to the next level. So, well, I'm hoping all the hands go up and ask this question again. But that's the room, and that's the lineup. So I'm going to kick off with a little bit of introduction to myself for the new people in the room. I've just been through that actually. So guys, we're here. We're going to lock the room, the doors, and you're not leaving before 10 p.m. So no one's leaving this room. There's a lot of content to read, and then hopefully we're networking as well with later. How does that sound, guys? Amazing. Right. So that's just a bit of housekeeping. Just make sure you register your cars as you come into the lobby. Has everyone registered their cars? Yeah. And if you do get a ticket by mistake, don't worry. Just email us at info@teamtitles.co.uk and we'll sort it out for you. But make sure you do register. So Titans, for those of you who've never been here before, is effectively a property platform. It's for you guys to come together, engage, collaborate, learn from each other, more importantly. We've got an annual membership, a VIP membership, where we do lots of other different events as part of our membership. It's all about integrity, honesty, transparency. The 5 C's, as I talk about, is being collaborative, community, consistency, communication, and I just forget the last one, but I think it's which one? Cutthroat? No, we're not cutthroat. anything but cutthroat. There's commitment. There we go. So that's the 5 C's that what we stand for. And that's some of our events that we've been running socially, and we've got a few lined up this summer as well. So it's all about having fun while you're making money. Does that sound good, guys? Yeah. Who wants to be miserable, guys? Who likes to have fun? Come on, guys. All of us like to have fun, right? And that's what we end up doing here. So that's us playing Monopoly and all sorts of axe throwing and all that stuff that you do. We also have deep dive sessions, which are the 10 coffee mornings we do every single month, except for August and December, and that's going into a specific topic for about an hour around the room. So it's very much more casual setup, and you can, you don't worry about asking those stupid questions. We go into a specific topic. So that's a coffee morning session. And for those of you who are here for the first time, we've introduced a new system where you get automatically invited complimentary to the first coffee morning for you to get experience one of those and see what it's all about. Site tours, so we've got lots of active members who are doing deals, HMO deals, commercial to residential, and all sorts. And we bring you along and invite you to the site tours, actually go and learn from what they're doing, what they've done well, what they haven't done well. We think that would be useful, guys, because some people learn in a room, from front of a room, some people learn actually by seeing it visually as well. That's very important, I think. We do a combination of different learning practices. So that's us. Right, so with me, I'm just going to give you a very quick story about me. Started with property in 2011 using HMOs as my get out of jail clause, sack my boss, and here I am 14 years later. Titans has been going for 9 years, so next year we'll be hopefully celebrating our 10th birthday. And along the way, I did lots of different deals, HMOs, ground up developments, ground up apartments, houses, commercial to residential schemes, and won a few awards along the way. So, truly grateful for that. That's one of our flagship projects in Henley, where we converted a bank building into 3 apartments and a commercial clinic that Romy is actually currently running as a business right now for us. That's a recent acquisition in Slough that we're currently waiting for certificate of lawful use, and the plan is to get sui generis for 10-bed HMO. So that's me in a nutshell, really. I'm just going to very quickly whiz through a little bit about what's happening in the property market right now. I'm definitely no economist, but I think it's very good to be able to share with you some data, what's going on in the market. Who thinks is a good time to buy property right now? Oh, great, amazing. So, and who thinks it's a good time to sell? You're all very super educated, knowledgeable, professional. What am I doing here? Let's all go home. But no, I think you guys are absolutely right. This is definitely the buying opportunity of a lifetime, and the data I've shared. So just a quick, I've got the data from Adam Lawrence's Sunday Supplement on LinkedIn, and some of the data is also from our very generous Ranjan Bhattacharya's podcast here as well, which he did recently. So I thought, make sure I credit you for that. But yeah, you can see, guys, listings have never been higher than ever before. Than even the pre-pandemic levels. So as a result, there's a lot of stock on the market. And what does that mean? If there's more supply than demand, plate economics is going to get, this is definitely a buyer's market. You can get a deal, basically. Because obviously, especially if you find the right motivated seller, you can definitely get deals. And that's the real-time data. Do take a screenshot, but all it goes to show is listings are up, reductions are up as well. Subjects. So there's a lot of transactions in the market. You can see how many sold in 1 week. That's 1 week's transactions, guys. Week 20 of 2025. So you can see there's a lot happening, but there is obviously reduction. So you need to honestly go out there and actually bid for those properties. And I think where we could all stand out from the rest of the crowd is using tech. I think that's another key point here for me. And I think, I'm not sure if you guys are using any tech or platforms to find the deals, do the crunching and analysis. So hands up, show of hands, who's using something like Nimbus here? Platform like Nimbus to find deals? Nimbus, I think, is a great platform for finding grey belt signs, if that's your strategy. Who's using Property Filter? Or has used it, or is thinking about it? That's another very good platform for finding deals for motivated sellers, because they are actually sifting through all the portals and bringing it to you, literally for you to actually, go and look at, view those deals and make those offers. And then you've got property data. Who's using property data, guys? So guys, this is where I think there's not many of you using these tech platforms. It's an investment in your business. You are not going to be able to stand out if you're not going to use these tech platforms from the people who are actually using it. Would you agree, guys? Yeah. So this is the sort of thing you need to be looking at if you want to stand out in the crowd. And you want to be able to have the right numbers and data, because now there's very little scope of getting numbers wrong. Would you agree, guys? With rising construction costs, with end values kind of lot more negative, or risk values being negative about resi end values and things like that. Now the time when you can't afford to, there's not too much leeway in the numbers, Would you agree, guys? Yeah. So really, I would urge you to either joint venture with someone and use the platform together. I'm not sure how you would get around the IP problem, but there is obviously all these tech issues, and I think that's where you could really stand out from the rest of the crowd. Again, here, more data which supports the fact that you have the stamp duty deadline in 31st of March, and how the numbers dropped from March to April. But yet again, the SDLT in April was equally high. So obviously they were thinking that there might have been more high value transactions. This is literally the data telling you exactly where the market is. You know, data can never lie. And here, you can see mortgage rates. I mean, you know, as you can see, from 1 week to another, or 1 month to another, last month I was standing here, and I remember there was a base rate cut from 4.5 to 4.25 on the very day of the 8th of May. And now, you can see that what at the time was predicting 3 or 4 cuts are now looking at maybe just 1 interest rate cut. So the market is changing very, very rapidly as we speak. So I think all the more reason for our deals to be watertight, you know? And we need to know our numbers, and that's why, going back to the same point of mine, is using those tools to help you and guide you to get those right numbers, the right offers. Here there is stuff about shopping centre footfall is slightly up at about 1%, obviously not much. But you can see, funny enough, everyone talks about energy prices, right? Here, it's showing electricity prices are down by 22%. So there's a lot of news in the media, a lot of hype. I mean, who wants to listen to a good old story? Everybody wants negative news. Everybody loves the negative hype. Oh gosh, the millionaires are exiting the UK. Right here, I've got this article from Adam Lawrence from Property Investor News, which obviously you'll hear about Randit later on. It tells you, in the UK, guys, make a guess, how many dollar millionaires are there right now? Just guess. It'd be good to sort of quiz the room a little bit. At this moment in time, roughly, how many dollar millionaires exist in the UK? No, don't ask me detail. How many dollar millionaires? Rich people. 3 million dollar millionaires in the UK, guys. So it's not a small amount. And so if 12,000 are exiting the UK market, they are lost, right? This is data, guys. I'm not making this up. So if everyone says, gee, why? The million. Okay, it's not too exciting, right? But guys, can you? No. But guys, can you see where I'm coming from? You hear all these the negative news, and you think it's scary. Everyone's leaving. What's going on? And it's it's nerve-wracking. And I think this market is definitely not for the faint-hearted and not for the risk-averse. Guys, who's risk-averse by nature? You know, we can't have it. This is who we are. Who's risk-averse, guys? It's very tough very tough market. If you are a risk-averse person, with deals in this market, I think would be really tough. Would you agree, guys? Yes. So what is the solution? Team up with someone who's not risk-averse. Usual stress. So basically that's pretty much it. I think the key thing, guys, here is you won't actually know the situation until you're actually doing the stuff. So I'll give you an example. I put an offer in for a deal maybe 3-4 days ago. Asking price, I put the offer at asking price, and I gave them a proof of funds for the whole amount. And I still haven't secured the deal. You think there's nobody out there buying deals. People are out there buying deals, guys. Do not believe the negative hype. And I'm still waiting, and I've called the agent every single day from then on, and they're like, we're trying to get it done, we're trying to get it done. So obviously there are either other offers on the table who are asking higher than asking price, or, I'm not sure what it is, but you see what I mean? I'm just giving you facts out there, guys, so don't believe all the negative hype. Do the research yourself. Definitely look at data. I know Adam Lawrence is definitely one of those who is purely data-driven, and he only gives the data out as is. So he's a really good one, I would say, to watch out for if you're looking for data-specific things. And I think risk-averse people are actually they actually get motivated by data. Would you agree, guys? And if they can see the data, then that whole fear about doing a deal, oh gosh, that goes away. That's my kind of view. So this is, what it says here. And service inflation is up. So I think, guys, in a nutshell, again, is inflation is up. We are in definitely stagflation territory. Inflation is up a lot more than what it was a couple of months ago, around 2.6. Now it's at 3.4. It was 3.5. Apparently, they said they got 0.1% wrong. So it's 3.4 right now. We know the interest rate will stay high for longer because inflation is high. So we know that the market is definitely slow, but there are a lot of people transacting. And I think we need to be here for the long game. I think doing flips in this market would definitely not work, but doing maybe HMOs, commercial to HMOs, resi to HMOs, all those sort of strategies would perfectly work in this environment. Again, something I picked on, I think I talked about this last month, the lenders have reduced their affordability criteria. And that's, again, going to massively increase the demand in the market. Because where they were looking at stress testing your deal at 3 or 4% higher than current base rate, now they're looking at stress testing at 1.5 to 2%. So what they're saying is most home buyers now can get about 40 grand more than they were being able to at their previous stress test. I mean, I was hoping that Anna and I had those flats on sale now, where people could, because just to give you an idea, we were selling about 11 apartments in Wokingham, where we converted a large bank building into 11 apartments and a commercial, and we've sold 7 out of 11 now. But there was a lot more demand for those apartments, but so many people couldn't go past the affordability criteria, and we had at least 2 sales knocked down because of that. So now that this has changed, you can see how many more sales are going to be able to go through. Does that make sense, guys? So that's that. And then the high street. I think, Ranjan, I saw this one from your video, actually, so that inspired me to share some numbers on that. I think, again, there is a huge opportunity here because, businesses are struggling because of the NI change and the minimum wage rise. So where there are empty units, especially, I think, the opportunity is in high-value areas. High-value areas where you can go and split the uppers into either HMOs or apartments, and the resi values would stack, So that's where the opportunity is on the high street. Offices, you can see it, again, this has been taken from another article in the Estates Gazette. So this is saying that the demand for office space in Q1 2025 was 19% higher than last year. So there is obviously that, people have gone back to the office a lot more than they had been for the last sort of 4 years. And a lot of companies have insisted that people do come into the office at least 3 days a week. So you can see naturally, businesses will need more office space, right? So maybe your smaller units before, which one, feasible for you office space is probably, something that you can do with your smaller shops and upper deals. Because I think, as Ranjan made the point in his video, smaller businesses are struggling with the higher NI and wage costs. So I think that's pretty much it, but more on a positive note, you can see here that there was some news recently that said landlords can actually increase their rents legally if they want to pay for EPCs, which was an announcement made this week by the government. So you can see there are some pro-landlord policies, and there's also, at the moment, we still have...
That battery gone as well. The other one,
We're not paying them the money.
Yeah, yeah. It's because of battery. This one's full, fully charged. We shall.
So yeah, guys, I think you got the message about the positivity. That's me. That's a little bit about the membership in Titans. But yeah, guys, that just brings me on to our very first speaker. So give a very big Titans applause to Charlie Boggs.